Morning, everybody. Warm welcome to this Monday magic makeup session that we're going to have with Sally. What we're going to do today is a kind of well, we're going to talk quite a lot about our new soft eye pencils. So we're going to do a masterclass in those and how to apply them really. So I just want to set the scene a little bit. You might notice that I'm not wearing any lipstick at the moment. I'm going to be applying my lipstick a bit later on in a demonstration I'm going to do with something quite exciting, which is something new for us. So it's a new lip product, but I'm not going to tell you about that yet. I'll tell you about that later. So first of all, we're going to concentrate on the lovely soft eye pencils that we've introduced. Now, some of you I know have questioned, given that practically every video we've made for the last 9 years has actually said, don't worry about eye pencils on an older eye. It's actually a really good idea just to use something like this little wedge brush, which obviously we sell, and using the wedge brush with a nice dark toned eyeshadow is more flattering and better on an older eye than a solid eyeliner. So you can say, well, what on earth are you thinking about? Why are you now going in that direction? Well, the answer is really to do with customer research. I don't know whether you know this, but when I launched Look Fabulous Forever, I didn't do any customer research at all. None. I didn't even ask my friends if they thought it was a good idea, because I was terrified they'd say no, that's a really bad idea, and I really wanted to do it. So I just thought, whatever. In fact, there's a lovely thing that Steve Jobs used to say. He was always bringing out exciting new products for Apple, and he was revolutionizing what those products were like. And he used to have this thing, if I build it, they will come. If I show them an amazingly designed, beautiful computer, I don't know whether you remember those ones that had a sort of a domed back. I had one in turquoise and they're bright colors. Nobody had ever seen a computer like that before. So I worked on the same basis. This is my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I worked on the same basis when I came up with the idea for Look Fabulous Forever, that if I built it, they will come. In the sense that I felt totally in my intuitive gut that that there was a need out there for some special makeup for older faces. So here we are. But we have had various ways of suggesting that you do things. Now, customer research is something we now do, because I've actually got somebody who's an expert in being able to do that, and it does give us wonderful insights. It gives us insights into the products we've already got, but it also makes suggestions about what you'd like to see. So this came up time and time again. Why haven't you got a nice, soft, beautiful eyeliner? So we got some made and I tried them. I will say this, I do think that if you're at the younger end of the spectrum in terms of whatever an older woman is, so you're possibly in your early 60s or even late 50s, these soft eye pencils are probably slightly easier to wear than if you're as old as I am. There is no question now that my eyelids do have issues in terms of bumpiness. And I find them slightly more difficult to apply than I would have done when I was younger. In fact, I used to buy a Clinique soft eye pencil for years and years and years and years, and I loved it. And I did use that for a long time. I mean, I started when I was 65, so I was probably using it, up to that point. Anyway, but we are going to demonstrate it. I have put it on today in my eye makeup. I've used got it here. I've used our Soft Greys palette, this one. And you see that, which is 3 lovely grey colours. So it's the soft grey, the middle one is pewter, and the darkest one is charcoal. So I've used that, and then on my eyelid I have used our grey toning soft pencil. So I've put the sort of put it in a weird place on my hand. I've just put stripes of this. Sally will show you the warm tone colours, but I think these are best when you're cool tone. So we're talking about the ocean blue, the soft grey is the next one, the plummy one, and then I've put taupe as well, because taupe's definitely a crossover colour. Both Sally and I can wear that. So that's what I've done. The other thing just to mention is when I come to my lips, I have already applied, this is important because I've done it early so that it's really dry. I've already applied our lip primer to the outside edges of my lips. So I'm now going to pass over to Sally, who is going to do a demo showing you exactly how she applies the soft eyeliner. And hopefully this masterclass will give you all the information and knowledge that you need to really know what you're doing when you're applying these beautiful soft pencils that we've got. So over to you, Sally.
Thank you, Tricia. Good morning, everybody. You might notice that I look a little bit odd. I often look odd when I come on these calls, but I have got one eye in a certain colour and another eye in another colour, because I wanted to demonstrate two of the eyeliners to you this morning. So I'm really excited about these eyeliners. I have always loved eyeliners, but I have always also softened an eyeliner with a darker shadow as I've got older. So I'm going to be showing you that sort of trick as well, using that as well as the eyeliners. But first of all, I just want to show you. So I have got, so just on my hand, the top one is, that one is the brown. So that is called, what's it called? Dark brown. Dark brown. This one is called forest green. So these are definitely warm ones. And then the bottom one is taupe. It's actually called warm taupe, but it is a neutral. So anybody can wear that one. So that's the one I'm going to demonstrate first. Tricia's got the grey on, but I also wanted to say that I have got bluey grey eyes. I am warmer in colouring, but I also definitely would wear the soft grey as well. And I've been playing with all of them. So really having fun. So let me just tell you, so I've done all my makeup. So on this eye, I have actually applied, on both eyes, I've applied my Smooth Out Eye Prime. Really important if you're going to use eyeliners to make sure that you use this product as well, just to make sure that the eyes are really, it is great for just a tiny amount on dry, oil-free eyelids will mean that your eyeshadow goes on better and your eyeliner will also go on better. So on this eye, I am wearing the Soft Neutral palette, this one, which is a really lovely, subtle trio. And I have got the cream all over as a base colour. I've got the rose gold, which is the middle one, in my socket line, which is it's kind of sort of a warm peachy colour. And I've actually got a little bit of taupe also in my socket line. So that's all I've done on this eye. I'm using the blonde bring back brow. I've got that on my eyebrow. I haven't got any mascara on yet because I would do that after putting the eyeliner on. I've also got a little bit of instant bright highlight just under my brow. So on this eye, so if you are somebody that is a little bit scared of eyeliner, but you want to have a go and you want it to look really, really natural and really soft, then I would really recommend trying the warm taupe. It's a really, really good colour because it suits everybody and it will not look harsh. Hopefully you'll see. So the pencils, they are just little retractable pencils and they don't need sharpening, which is good because sometimes sharpening can be a faff and you can break the leads and you lose your sharpener or you don't use the right sharpener. And so basically you just twist them up and don't twist them up too much. That's the other trick. You just want a tiny amount. So you might want to just put the eyeliner on the top. You might want to just put it on the bottom, or you might want to do both. I'm going to demonstrate both today. And I'm going to do this eye. Now, this is my right eye. I actually always, I've told you this before, I find this harder because I'm right-handed, because I find it hard to shut my eye and hold it without sort of squinting. And so with this eye, what I have to do is actually physically hold it down with this. So I'm actually blinking so that I'm creating, what you want is to create a smooth surface, because if your eye is wrinkled and sort of like that, it will definitely go on as a bobbly line, and you don't want that. You want it to go on as a fairly smooth line. The fact that it's soft will enable you to do that much, much more easily. So what I'm going to do is, you don't have to start on the outer edge, but I like to start slightly sort of on my last lash, and I actually go upwards there so that I wing it up. Now you can see this is so soft. I'm able to just do that without it dragging on my eye, out and in, and lifting it up. And you just can build it up as much as you want. What you don't, you can just see that. What you don't want to do is to drag it downwards, because as we get older, everything comes downwards anyway. So what you don't want is your eyeliner down here. So if anything, you want it a little bit more of a wedge effect on that outer edge. And then I like to sort of taper it. You can go all the way across, or you can go about sort of halfway, 2/3, depending on the look that you want and the shape of your eyes. But it's so soft, so easy to use, and doesn't look scary. So that's the top of that one. Underneath is a little bit easier because you can sort of keep your eye open while you do it. And again, I'm just going to go to the base of the lashes. You can hold it if you want. What you don't want to do is that. I see a lot of ladies dragging eyes that, and then you're going to get the wrong shape eyeliner. So try and keep your eye in a fairly natural shape when you're actually putting it on. So again, little bit, and you can just a little bit more. So I'm making it slightly wider, and then just taking the what I do is take the pressure off the pencil as I get to the middle, so that it slightly tapers, which has the effect of making your eyes look more almond. So what you don't want is a big thick blob. If you start in the middle here and heavily, it'll look as though it'll look too obvious. So if anything, you want it a little bit stronger at the outer edge, and then taper it in so that it just softens in. And then what you can do is you can bring the bottom up if you want to meet the top, rather than the top down to meet the bottom, because then it will droop it down. So if you bring the bottom up, then you'll create that sort of lift. You're trying to lift everything as well. So really easy to use this one, and very natural. So what I'm going to do is, before I finish, I'm going to move on to this side, and I'm going to use a slightly stronger colour. So the forest is beautiful. So on this side, I have decided to go, I'm wearing green today, which is one of my colours, and I am using, on this side, the soft green palette. So I have got all over my lid. I really love this one. It's soft olive, really lovely base colour. The middle colour is fern, and I've got that one in my socket line, just to create a little bit of definition. And then the darkest one is also forest. And I've put a tiny bit of that one just on the outer edge as well. You don't need to, because I'm going to use that to soften the eyeliner on this side as well. So here we go. This is my green. Now with this eye, I am able to keep my eye closed without having to hold it down. So what I tend to do with this eye, to make it slightly smoother, I don't do that, but I just sort of lift it with my hands like that, you can see. So I'm going again to the last lash, going upwards, lifting it. And this is a beautiful green. If you've got, if you've got lovely hazel green brown eyes, this will also look absolutely stunning on you. You can see it's a little bit stronger than the warm taupe. It's the effect. And you don't have to do it. That's what's nice about these. You don't have to do one perfect sweep, because it's sometimes hard if you've got slightly shaky hands as well. You can do it in little, can you see how I'm doing it, in little sort of strokes going over. Because it's so soft, it doesn't matter that you kind of keep going over it. So just lifting that up. So that might be enough. You might decide, I don't want to do underneath. and that's fine as well. You might just want to do the top, which makes the base of your lashes look really thicker and therefore defines them. If you want to go underneath with this one, so again, I'm going to start on the outer edge and just taper it. I've used eyeliners before that are so dry, pencils that are so dry that you feel like you're dragging the eye and the skin. So I'm bringing the bottom up to meet the top. And these are not like that at all, which is really, really nice. So you can see that's a little bit, you can see that one, really pretty color. Now this might be for you too harsh. You might think, that's quite a strong color. So how can I make it a little bit softer? So you can either just take your wedge brush number 8 and just literally soften it with the brush. But my trick, and this is what I always do with my own eyeliner and with a lot of my clients if I'm doing makeup on people, is I would now take the dark green. You might not want to take the dark green, but I'm going to choose the dark green, which is what we would always have demonstrated as the eyeliner color. I'm going to take the wedge brush, take a little bit off, and just go over the eyeliner. So that does two things. It will soften it even more because you're putting soft powder over an eyeliner. And if you find eyeliner moves a little bit for you, I have found these really good and long lasting, but this is like putting a powder on top, so it will just help it to set so that you don't get any sort of transference or imprints. Just softens it. And you can do the same underneath. Again, if you find that your eyeliner budges, this will help just to set it. You can sort of see that it just softens the effect. It takes a little bit longer, but I think it's a really nice effect. I haven't done it on this side, but I could have done the same on this side. I could have used the taupe, this one, just to go over the warm taupe, but I just wanted to show you it without that. Now, the other thing that people do is when they get to this point, they panic and they go, oh my gosh, my eyes look too defined, too strong, for two reasons. One is they are looking at themselves really close up, possibly in a magnifying mirror, and you never ever look the same as when someone's looking at you at arm's length. And secondly, you haven't got your mascara on. And usually at this point, I won't have got my lips on either. I might not even have my blusher on. So if you are one of these ladies that gets to this point with your eye makeup and goes, oh my gosh, it's too strong, it's too heavy, try and remember it's not finished. The whole look isn't balanced until you have done the final bits of color, the blusher, the lips, the mascara, and then literally hold your mirror arm's length and look at yourself objectively rather than peering close up at all the little, what you feel are imperfections, because we all do. We all look and see the bits that we don't like, rather than looking at the overall polished look at the end. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to curl my eyelashes, just because I like doing that before putting mascara on. Usually do it for a bit longer, but I'm just trying to save a bit of time. And hopefully you'll see that when the mascara is on, it looks more finished. So I'm going to use black Live Lash mascara, and the right way, in black. And I'm going to just wiggle that through, and that will just help to add to the definition of the eyes, having now got even more definition through the eyeliner. So I am extremely excited. I know Tricia's not quite as excited as I am about these eyeliners, but I'm really, really, really excited because I just think they are fantastic, easy to use, and beautiful colours. And as I said, if you're worried, try with the warm taupe. So you can see that's just the top. I'll do the top of this one. Through. I think that liquid eyeliners can be very, very difficult to use unless you are like Emily and you've got these beautiful, lovely, smooth eyelids. They can look really not always very flattering on an older eye, depending on how they're applied. But I think this soft effect is so much more flattering. So we've got the tops, and I just sort of let those dry for a second, and then you can put them on the bottom. The other thing is, if you struggle with, or you haven't got many lashes on the bottom, and you struggle because therefore you can't put mascara on the bottom as maybe you used to when you were younger, the eyeliner can just make your eyes look defined, and then you don't have to worry at all about putting mascara on the bottom, because you, particularly if you're using warm taupe, you can just see it makes me look as though I've got lashes even if I haven't. But I will put a little bit on just to finish my look, and then I think hopefully you can see that it looks more balanced once you've got your mascara on. And I think my eyes look very different to when I first came on this morning. I felt really naked when I had my eyeshadow on with nothing to define them. For me particularly, I just think it makes a big difference. I don't feel that I'm finished. So I hope that has been helpful. I think it's just if you're not used to wearing eyeliner, it takes a little bit of practice, but these are seriously easy to use because they are so soft and they don't drag at the skin. They're really nice, long lasting, but so easy to apply. And we've got, I think there's a video that talks about which colours go with which. I don't know whether you want me to talk through that, Tricia, or whether I can talk a little bit about what goes with what, if that would be helpful.
I think if you just do that, Sally, and then pass back to me, that would be great.
Okay, all right. So certainly the warm taupe one looks brilliant with what I've, the soft neutral palette is really good. If you're a lady that likes to wear something like cappuccino or the caramel pink, soft olive, terracotta also looks good. That looks nice with the warm taupe. The soft grey, the one that Tricia's wearing, is a really, really good colour as well. It's another neutral, and almost anyone can wear that eyeliner. Really good with the grey trios that Tricia is wearing. That is it. They're just made for each other. So that's soft grey, pewter grey, and the charcoal. It also looks good, the soft grey, if you like the lilac mist, which is a really pretty colour, the dusky pink, cream or powder blue. All of those colours look really nice with the soft grey. So the dark brown, that's the one on the top of my hat, that is great with the warm brown trio, which has got cream and cocoa and chocolate. Obviously they are made for each other. And if you like to wear chocolate as your eyeliner normally, then the dark brown is really, really lovely. And then you can soften it if you want to with the chocolate. So the forest green, the one I've just used, brilliant, as you've seen with the soft green trio. Also with taupe, with cream, with cappuccino, if you like that, with rose gold, with cocoa, so the warmer colours. Looks really nice with those. Ocean blue, that's a really pretty one. It's actually, Tricia showed you that on hand. It's a really sort of pretty bluey green, and I think Sue, one of the ambassadors, showed that one on a video. Really lovely with the cool blues trio, if you like that trio, which has got soft grey in it and bluebell and midnight blue. And it looks good with the bright blue trio, which is a fairly new one for us. That's got cobalt blue in it and midnight blue and powder blue. So that's quite pretty. I would also suggest that the ocean blue would look good with teal. If you're a teal kind of lady, you've got a nice teal eyeshadow, it would look really pretty with that. and also with the lilac mist and with the dusky pinks. And finally, there's one called Deep Plum, which is a really cool colour. So if you love the soft purples trio, if you're a lady that likes that, that would go really beautifully with that trio: lilac mist, pewter grey, and aubergine. If you like to wear aubergine as your eyeliner at the moment, then that would go really nicely if you wear the deep plum and then maybe put the aubergine over the top of it, like I've done with the greens. That would work well. That would also work, the plum one would work with taupe. Taupe is such a good eyeshadow colour. It would work with rose gold, with the dusky pink, and with caramel pink as well. So play around with them, and don't think just because you are warm in colouring you can't possibly wear one which is considered cool, because I think with eye makeup, and Tricia and I have talked about this, you can mix and match a little bit depending on what you're wearing. It's what is really important is your lipstick colour, getting the blusher and the lipstick right. But they're really lovely colours. I hope that's helped you with application. Now I'm going to hand back to Tricia now for something very exciting.
Thank you, Sally, so much. I just want to mention before I tell you the exciting thing that we're also looking at introducing a proper navy blue eyeliner and a purple one, a deep purple one. They are definitely gaps. Some people, we have had questions around why not a black one. Well, I still feel quite strongly that black is very unforgiving as an eyeliner, as a solid eyeliner on an older eye. I mean, we might go for a slightly darker grey at some point, like a charcoal, but I think that's always been my aversion, really, to black eyeliners, gel eyeliners, kohl pencils, that kind of thing. Once you get past a certain age, I think they really are aging on a face rather than complimentary or flattering. So at the moment, we're sticking with slightly softer shades. So navy blue would fit well, I think. Purple would fit really well, and possibly, as I said, a charcoal grey. We'll have a look at that. Anyway, so pencils for the eyes, and now this will come as a surprise, I think, for a lot of you, given quite a lot of the things that I've said over the time. But we are introducing from tomorrow, they'll go on the website, lip pencils. So a bit shock horror. So why on earth have we gone for lip pencils? Well, again, customer research, it came up time and time and time again. And I've always been quite sniffy about lip liners, because I think of them as a bit, I don't know, but a bit 80s. And also the fact that one of the things that I hate about lip pencils is the fact that if you put them on and then put lipstick on, so you put them on the outside edge of your lips and then put lipstick on, what happens is that you drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, the lipstick goes and the pencil stays, and you get this sort of tragic mouth. I think it is anyway. I don't think it looks very attractive. So I want to tell you how to apply these so that doesn't happen, and also apply them in a way that makes the pencil make sense in terms of having one in your makeup bag. So we've got 6. I'm going to hold them up to the camera here, and you'll see that a couple of them are pretty, they're sort of neutral nude colors. I've actually put them on the back of my hand, and I've put because I can't remember their names. I'm not admitting that that's anything to do with my age. It's just to do with the fact that these are quite new to me. So I haven't learned them yet. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, so they are Plumberry, which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. So that they sort of are quite good names, I think, for the kind of color that you're going to get. So the first one is Plumberry. The second one, I'm just going to click on my face so that I've got my face full on screen, and then I can actually see what I'm doing. The second one, so that's Plumberry at the end here. That's that one. I'm back to front, so this is going to be challenging. Tricia, get yourself sorted out. That's Plumberry. The next one is Raspberry. That one. The next one is Damson. It's the middle one. That one. So the next one is the softest and palest, and that I think is called Soft Fig. So that's a good one if you like paler colors, you know, sweet pea, that kind of thing. The next one is Roseberry. That's the 5th one up from the bottom. And the last one is Strawberry. So I hope you can see that some of these are definitely warmer toned than cooler toned. I'm going to demonstrate the Plumberry, which is definitely cool toned, but there's 2 or 3 there that either cool or warm tone people could wear. Now, how do you apply it? Where do you put it? What's it for? Well, I've already applied my lip primer, so you still do need, I think, a lip primer, especially if you have problems with feathering and bleeding. So you'd apply that fairly early on in the process. I always put my lip primer on when I'm putting my eye primer on at the same time, because by the time I then have done the rest of my eye makeup, and face makeup, my lips are lovely and dry, and they are sealed ready to put my lipstick on. Now, if you like a liner, the benefit of using one is that you can now get an extremely sharp and well-defined edge to your lips using the eyeliner. So it's a very similar consistency formulation, if you like, as the eyeliner. So it's soft. And again, for applying it on an older mouth like mine, which isn't very taut, you can create tension by pulling it slightly so that you can then actually put this exactly where you want it. Now, if you've got thinner lips, I'm not suggesting that you put it over the edge of the lip, but you can put it right on the edge of the lip so that you get the maximum amount of lip possible in terms of its color and definition. So I've got a mirror down here so I actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to pull this out slightly and start to just stroke the color along the edge. Like that. Okay, can you see that? So it's difficult to speak and do it at the same time. So I'm now getting into the tragic territory where the sort of look where you've just got the liner on and you've had your cup of coffee or your cup of tea and your lipstick's gone, but I'm going to keep going with the top lip. So same thing, slight tension and stroking it on. Like that. Now, this is the next thing, and this is really, really important. This was always how lip liners should have been applied, but I think people got hold of lip liners. They're called lip liners, and they thought, oh, I put them, I line my lips with them. And that gives you the nice sharp edge. It gives you the nice definition at the edge, and that's what I do. But actually, what you should do now is a bit like a child with a drawing. They've done the outline of the drawing. You color it in. So I'm now going to apply the lip liner to the rest of my lips, literally like a crayon, like this. So what you're doing, I mean, you could then stop and not bother to put a lipstick on, but what you're basically doing, you're giving a base color to your lips, which means that anything that you put on top will last longer because it's got something to adhere to. Plus, when you have a cup of tea, you're not going to get that line around the edge because you've actually filled it in. So finish off. So that's that. And then so this is Plumberry. And you can see the kind of color that is. It's obviously a cool tone color. It really suits me. I actually wore this necklace today. It's a necklace I think I got it in the sale in, what's this? In Sahara. I love Sahara necklaces. They've got some brilliant necklaces in there. They're a great source of interesting necklaces. And I've got these two lally earrings that are almost identical in terms of tone and shape and so on and so forth. So now I'm going to take my trusty Very Berry, which I absolutely love, and I'm going to apply that on top from the bullet. Now we obviously have long-lasting lipsticks which do work I think they work really well. I mean, a long-lasting lipstick for me, I've got the Soft Plum one that I use quite a lot, and I'll put that on in the morning, and it's pretty much there, it's still there at lunchtime, but I freshen it at lunchtime. Then I'm taking it off before I go to bed, and I pretty much don't touch my lips after that point. I mean, if I'm going out in the evening, I would, but if I'm just carrying on having my normal day, I refresh it after lunch because I'm often out and about in the afternoon. And then, as I said, it's definitely there when I go to bed, so it works quite well. So what I've done now, I've used the lip liner to give me a nicely defined, lovely, crisp edge. um, I've got a thinner top lip than a my bottom lip, so hopefully it's made my top lip as full as it possibly can. It's formed a nice base for my lipstick. I put my lipstick on top, and what I find when I wear the lip liner is that the color really does stay put. I mean, it holds it and stays put brilliantly.
The other one that I love and I've been playing around with is strawberry, which is that one. It's actually a really warm, pretty color. And you know that I love wearing true coral. So if you are a lady that likes wearing true coral, poppy, Hollywood red, russet, or foxy lady, then strawberry is fantastic for that. So raspberry, which is another one that Tricia showed you, is a great one. It's a cool one, really good if you're a Monroe red lady, tulip pink, or fuchsia. That's a really good one, raspberry. The one that Tricia demonstrated, which is gorgeous, plumberry, is great with the very berry, obviously, which you've just seen. It also looks really good if you love cherry red or soft plum. And finally, damson is another sort of neutral one, so will look good with mulberry and rosewood, so slightly darker neutral colours. So I hope that that's helpful on that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I love them. Really soft and a lovely texture and easy to use and don't drag. And the other thing I tried, just last thing, very excited, I tried the other day putting my roseberry on, and then I didn't want to put a lipstick on. So I actually put the tinted lip balm on top. So I put the roseberry on, filled it in, and just wanted to give my lips a little bit of extra moisture, and just put the lip balm on top, and that worked really well too. So obviously if you put the neutral lip balm over a lip liner, you're going to get the color transferring onto your lip balm, but you might actually like that. You can then make your own color lip balm, can't you? Make it warmer or cooler, or anyway.
I thought maybe we could just go over again how to make sure that we still fit a lip primer into the routine, because I know that people have a lot of questions about that.
Okay, so it's really getting clear what things are for. So what is the lip primer for? It's called Never Feather Lip Prime, and it's a very specific product. It doesn't, it's not to moisturize your lips. It's not a balm. It's not. It's only job, and it's a very important job if you've got problem that I've got, which is feathering of the color out into the lines around my mouth. It stops that happening. And I think there's two ways that lipstick can look tragic on an older face. One is when you've got the feathering, the blurring of the edge where the lipstick is migrating out, and the other is the line that's left if you do a lip liner and you don't color it in. So I think that to reiterate, you put it on early in your routine. You rub it in with your little finger. It's only on the edge. I then clean my lips, the rest of my lips off with a Q-tip to remove any residue, and then I let it dry completely. And then when I come to put my lipstick on, and I only do it once a day, and and it lasts until I take my lipstick off. I don't need to reapply the lip primer. The lip primer is there doing its job all day. It's a brilliant product. It really is. So put that on first, let it dry. So when you then come to do your lip routine, whatever that is, lip liner, if you buy a lip liner now and you want to try that effect of getting a really lovely sharp line. And also I think the color which you put on top of it, it deepens it. It deepens it in the sense of making it look richer, which I think is really nice. I don't know whether you remember what I looked like when I first appeared on this call, but I didn't have any lipstick on. And I feel now that my face without lipstick is just dead looking. I think lipstick is the most unbelievably brilliant product when you've got an older face, because you know, I'd added the definition. You know, I've used the grey eyeliner. You can see that quite clearly. I think if I come in quite close, you can see the grey eyeliner I've used. I've used the soft grey on my eyelids. I've used the pewter grey as sort of shaping around like that, and I put mascara on. So I've got my eyes on, and I put my cheek color on, but this bit was, you know, this bit's missing, and the imbalance on my face is quite dramatic. But as soon as I add lipstick, everything about my face, I think, looks better when I've got my lipstick on. For a start, you notice the eye color more, so you can see the gray that I've got on more, plus the natural eye color of my eyes. You can almost see that I've got blusher on in a way that you couldn't notice it before. It's brought my face to life, my eyes to life. And also, because I'm wearing a complementary color here, it's kind of working with that as well. And the whole overall effect is so much more powerful and more, as I said, my whole face just looks completely different. And it's like, I can't stress this enough. It was somebody on Super Troops a while ago, and she was saying that she always used to wear Sweet Pea. You know, it's her go-to color. Sweet Pea being a very soft, very gentle, very much the sort of color that I think when you're older, you tend to think, that's the one that I should have. Oh no, that's the one that I should have. I shouldn't go for any one of those. Now she loves, I think she said that she loved something like cherry red. It was really dramatically different. And she said, I can't believe that I had persuaded myself for all those years that I couldn't wear a stronger lip color. And now I do. I can't believe the difference. And I can't encourage you enough to experiment with stronger lip colors, because I really do think that it makes a huge difference to a face. So there you go. And we are excited about these. It'll be very interesting to see how well they go, whether people respond to these in the same way that we had a massive response, as I said, to the lip liners, to the eyeliners. So it'll be really interesting to see if we get a similar kind of response to these. But as Sally said, they're great colors. They work really well with the lipsticks that we've got. And hopefully you can experiment with those and really enjoy using them. So have a lovely, lovely time in, as I say, in November. We'll see you again in December. And yeah, thanks for coming. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Sally.
Thanks,
Emily.
Bye-bye.
If you love this video and would like to see more content like this, then subscribe to my channel.